The Apple Watch doesn't come with a manual, and as a result, people miss out on a ton of amazing features.
For example, you might know that you can open Control Center on your Apple Watch by swiping up from the bottom of the screen and play a sound on your iPhone by tapping that phone icon. But did you know that pressing and holding that icon will make the light flash in the back of your iPhone too?
It's super useful if you're trying to find your iPhone at night.
I think it's just a great jingle too. Sometimes I'll ping my iPhone just to listen to it.
And it's one of my favorite things to play on piano.
A lot of people wish you could set multiple timers on your iPhone, but you can't. Thanks, Apple. Fortunately, if you have an Apple Watch, you can set multiple timers at the same time. I'll press on the digital crown and open the Timers app. Then I can come in here. Maybe I've got French fries in the oven, that's gonna take 15 minutes. If I tap back upper left-hand corner of the watch face, and I've got some hot dogs boiling in water, that's gonna take 10 minutes.
Worst way to cook hot dogs.
Yeah, and I'll tap back upper left-hand corner of the screen, and now I have both of my timers running at the same time.
Speaking of time, and maybe a throwback to those old calculator watches.
You can play Chimes on the hour. I'll press the digital crown and open the Settings app. Scroll down to Accessibility, tap on that, then scroll down to Chimes, tap on Chimes, and turn on the switch next to Chimes.
Great. So now we have to wait 39 minutes to demo this for people watching?
Not necessarily, because if you tap on schedule, you can set it to hourly, 30 minutes or 15 minutes. I like the hourly. It feels like having a little Big Ben on my wrist. And then if we tap back upper left-hand corner of the screen, we can also switch between bells and birds.
Do you have time for another Apple Watch clock tip?
I sure hope so, because you can use 2 fingers and press down on your Apple Watch face to have your Apple Watch announce the time.
10:22 a.m.
And here's a quick tip for Apple Watch Ultra users. You can tap on the Wayfinder watch face to see the elevation, incline information, and a compass.
I don't have the Apple Watch Ultra. It doesn't work. But even if you don't have an Apple Watch Ultra, you can find some useful information in the App Privacy Report.
The App Privacy Report shows you which apps or complications on your Apple Watch have accessed your data or sensors over the past week.
I have a question. What's a complication?
It's the little watch face.
Okay, why is it called a complication?
I don't know, I think it's a stupid name. Let's head into the Settings app on my Apple Watch. I'll press the digital crown, then tap the Settings gear. Let's head back to the main page of Settings. Scroll down to Privacy and Security, tap on that, and then scroll all the way down to App Privacy Report, tap on that. In the past, we've said that the App Privacy Report isn't super useful, but I actually found something mildly interesting when I was digging around last time on my Apple Watch. So if I scroll down to the Audiobooks app, which I don't really use, it is accessing my media library quite often and even did 2 hours ago.
You're right, David. That is mildly interesting.
If you see an app in here that's running in the background, it is draining your Apple Watch's battery.
So what can you do about it?
Not much. In this case, Audiobooks is a native iOS app that you just can't delete.
Well, what if you found a third-party app that was constantly accessing your microphone, your camera, or your photos at night?
That's when you go into the Settings app on your iPhone, scroll down to Privacy and Security, and you'd come in here, maybe it was Photos, for example, and you'd restrict access for that app. Next, let's talk about theater mode. As the name suggests, it's a useful feature when you're in a place where you don't want your Apple Watch to be annoying you or people around you.
It turns on silent mode and keeps your watch face dark until you touch one of the buttons, the screen, or turn the digital crown.
Let's open Control Center by swiping up from the bottom of the watch face and tap the theater mode icon. Now, if I cover up my Apple Watch face with my palm for a few seconds, the screen is black.
Covering your watch with your palm, is that another hidden feature?
It is. Let's open the Settings app on my Apple Watch. I'll press the digital crown, then tap the Settings icon, tap back to the main page of Settings. We're gonna scroll up and tap on Sounds and Haptics, and then scroll all the way down and make sure Cover to Mute is turned on.
This feature lets you put the screen to sleep and mute alerts when you cover the screen with your palm for 3 seconds.
The primary thing I use my Apple Watch for is tracking my workouts, But I didn't learn until recently I can customize the interface in the workout app. On your Apple Watch, open the workout app. That's actually my action button command, so I'll just press the action button on my Apple Watch.
I don't have an action button.
I know, I'm fancier than you. We'll tap the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner of the workout we want to customize, and there's a lot we can do in here. As I'm sure you're very well aware, when you're doing a strength training workout, you're not so much concerned about the time or the calories you're burning. It's not a cardio workout.
Totally agree.
What I'm gonna do on my Apple Watch is tap the edit button on the open option and then tap workout views. By default, we have 2 views, but you can add more by tapping edit views, and I'm gonna scroll down and tap the edit button next to metrics.
By default, active calories, total calories, and heartbeats per minute are the metrics you see.
If we scroll down on my Apple Watch, we can see that activity rings, one of my favorites, are on by default, and we can reorder this view by tapping reorder. So maybe I wanted to drag activity rings to the very top of my views. Just grab the handle on the right and drag it to the very top of the screen.
Whew, that segment was a workout in itself. But while you're working out, you might not want to have your iPhone attached to you at all times.
But you still want to listen to your music. This is an issue for me when I go to the park to play basketball. The range from the benches to the hoops just isn't that great.
You can't make it from the benches to the hoops with your headphones?
No, well, the issue is that the benches are in the middle and the hoops are on the sides. So if you go to the hoop and you shoot long and the ball rolls to the playground, then you're, more than 50 feet away, and
they really should improve the range on those. And you should work on your jump shots.
You can pick and choose which songs are downloaded on your Apple Watch by opening the Watch app, scrolling down to music, and then coming down here to playlists and albums. As you can see, recent music is automatically downloaded onto your Apple Watch.
But what I like to do is select a playlist because I have control over which songs are added to my Apple Watch.
Let's tap Add Music underneath Playlists and Albums. I'll tap Playlists, and let's just add our car playlist. Tap the plus button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. There we go. Car playlist on my Apple Watch. That's intuitive. Pretend it's a running playlist.
The process is similar for podcasts.
Let's tap back to the main page of the Watch app, scroll down and tap on Podcasts, then tap Add Shows. Maybe I want to add the Always Sunny podcast to my Apple Watch. Let's tap that green plus button to its left, then tap Done in the upper right-hand corner of the screen.
Speaking of offline content, did you know that when you become a Pay It Forward channel member, you can get PDF walkthrough guides for some of our most popular videos that let you follow along at your own pace?
It's true. Click that join button below this video to learn more.
Every Apple Watch since the Series 6, except for the SE,
Junk.
has been able to measure your blood oxygen levels.
The blood oxygen app automatically measures your levels throughout the day, but you can manually check your levels by opening the blood oxygen app and tapping start. I think there's something really soothing about that animation.
And there are tons of stories about the health features built into the Apple Watch, saving lots of lives.
And while we're on the topic of health and wellness, let's talk about one of the most common comments we received in our last Apple Watch video.
And it was in response to this statement.
Apple, why 70 seconds? It doesn't make any sense.
Let us know. If you know, leave a comment below and tell us.
Yeah, help us. This is breaking my brain.
Well, now we know it's very useful for healthcare professionals who are trying to count somebody's heart or respiratory rate.
Right, because if it was just 60 seconds, healthcare professionals wouldn't have enough time to get that full minute of heart rate or respiratory rate. So thanks for leaving us those comments.
We also received a comment about our take on grid view versus list view.
In our view, the list view is much easier to navigate, especially for beginners.
And you can change the view of your apps by opening the Settings app on your Apple Watch, scrolling down to App View, and then selecting List View.
However, Arlie the artist says it's easier to find their apps when they organize them by color.
After reading that comment, I tried to do it on my own Apple Watch, organizing the apps by color. It is so tedious, I just gave up after about 10 seconds.
It's actually really smart. I never would have thought of that. And it looks cool too. And Arlie, we're looking for a thumbnail designer, maybe some graphic design for some t-shirts, some merch. We could use some help. Shoot us an email.
If you wanted to organize your apps in the grid view, I'll select grid view and go back to the apps. Just press and hold on the app you want to move, then tap Edit Apps. they get a little jiggly, and then we can just start dragging things around. See, this is where the color thing falls apart. Like the activity app, it's red, it's green, and it's blue. Where do you put that?
Green. It's mostly green. Well, I'm looking at it from far away right now, and I see green mostly.
Okay.
So you have to do it from far away.
This is why I gave up. I just like the list view.
You pick the one icon that has so many different colors to use as a reason why. Maybe it's a good transition color.
And maybe you want to take a screenshot of your immaculate grid view layout. You can take screenshots on your Apple Watch. The first thing you need to do is open the Settings app. I'll tap the Settings gear, scroll down and tap General, then scroll down to Screenshots, tap on that, and turn on the switch next to Enable Screenshots.
You only have to do this once, thank God.
To take a screenshot, simultaneously press the digital crown and the side button. You'll see that nice little camera shutter flash on your display. That's how you know the screenshot has been taken.
Cool. But where does it end up, David?
It ends up in the Photos app on your iPhone. So if I close out of the Watch app on my iPhone and open Photos, I'll close out of my iCloud storage's full thing. I'm gonna scroll down to the Screenshots folder, and then we can tap on that most recent screenshot, and there it is.
Next, let's talk about how to unlock your iPhone and your Mac using your Apple Watch.
Unlocking your iPhone with your Apple Watch was rolled out during the pandemic, making it easier for people to unlock their phones while wearing a mask.
Well, it might not be as useful as it once was. It can still be useful if you're wearing a hat or a disguise, maybe a costume, maybe a ski mask, you're going to the bank. It could be helpful.
Open Settings on your iPhone, then scroll down to Face ID and Passcode. I'll enter my passcode, then scroll down to David's Apple Watch, turn on the switch, and then tap Turn On.
This feature will only work if your Apple Watch has a passcode, which mine does, and you can use your Apple Watch to unlock your Mac.
Open System Settings on your Mac, then click Touch ID and Password on the left-hand side of the screen.
All right, Touch ID and password.
Turn on the switch next to your Apple Watch.
All right, David's Apple Watch turned on. So I have to enter my password. My computer's locked. Go like this. Boom, automatic.
Easy. You can also use your Apple Watch to approve other requests when your Mac asks for your password.
Sweet.
Next, let's talk about voice memos. I feel like voice memos is one of the most underappreciated apps on iPhone. Did you know you can also use it on your Apple Watch? Just go to your apps on your Apple Watch, open voice memos. See, here's where I try to organize my apps. There it is. Voice memos, and tap that big red record button, and now your Apple Watch is recording.
I feel like this could be useful if you're a spy and you're wearing a long sleeve t-shirt and you want to record someone covertly. What do you think about that, David?
I think that's a stupid idea.
Hey.
One of your worst. And now that you're an Apple Watch Pro, check out our next video to learn about all the Apple Watch settings you need to turn off now.